Hello everybody, it is me, your guy, your man, your dude, and your bro. What else does it need? It needs one, still needs at least 4 more parts. So I've got to do that 4 more times.
An instinct like any other. Like squinting at the sun or flinching from a burn. But some of us, maybe we learn it.
Easy. I have you.
Hey bro, don't push tension like that, bro. Yeah, bro, don't push my boy, fam.
You saw that ship in the sky? The Zeramin, our child king, must be one of those who was abandoned there. A Tenno.
Ugh.
You said the Tenno are trying to help me. This Paradox stuff. Now you're saying Thrax is one of them? He doesn't seem too helpful.
The history I know. That Zeramin ship returned from the void, bringing with it the extraordinary power the Tenno command. But here is a different path, I suppose. A difference in parallel. A paradox in itself. The world above changes every day following what Thrax feels. Ready yourself for the next day and consider what you have learned.
That was unnecessary, by the way. The click to continue dialogue. Rest by the fire. It does really feel like they tried to make the combat like Dark Soul-y. But that defeats the entire purpose of what Warframe is. That's not what Warframe is at all. Straight facts I'm spitting there. Straight facts. Warframe is in fact the complete fucking opposite. It is indeed. The combat of Warframe is fast paced. It is mess about, animation cancelling, the whole shebang. We discussed all of this last episode, so I won't go too ham on it this one. But it's curious how they've made those decisions. And I know I think I said the word curious like 1,700 times last episode as well. But again, the art is really cool. I never actually noticed the sky until just now. I was always just looking at the horse. That looks sick. Those little colour aberrations or something, whatever, in the sky. It's really nice. And I think I'd die here a couple more times. Not what I wanted to do. And yeah, I think I'd die here a couple more times, or am I finally getting the hang of it? Although now that I know that the decrees are bonus things that you can actually use, I feel a lot better. I understand now that it's perks, so I'm not playing on hard mode, which is really nice. Heavy attack, there you go. Yeah, see, but by the time I go to heavy attack, he's done doing that. Because you can't animation cancel. I've pressed double click. I've pressed the click button twice, so it forces you to go through. Okay, I shot him. It didn't stop him. It forces you to go through with the attack, and then by the time you manage to put the input in for the heavy attack, it doesn't care. It skips. Get your decree. Get your decree. Do I know? I remember. Yeah, no, I know that decrees work now. Do I just do it before the next encounter? I thought it was last episode I figured out what decrees were. So now, Tenno mission. Is it not? Okay. Well, and they did like a God of War loading screen. Then I'll talk about. Does anything crazy happen if I reach high up? No. What happened? Let it be a short one. Let it be like a sabotage. An excavation. Then I'm going to talk about this decree system then, because not once did it prompt me to press Q, other than it being there on the screen. So this is like a whole different ball game. It's the exact same game, except there's just like in between now. Yeah, it didn't prompt me to press the decree button once, which is not good. And these things last way longer? I don't remember. No, the excavator is the same. Minute 40. But yeah, if you're going to have like a roguelike looping element, why 100 is a minute 40, then you absolutely, only 10 seconds, you need to tell the person playing what the like perk system is, because this is essentially, they've tried to do a roguelike or roguelite, or you know, yeah, they've tried to do a roguelike. Oh, it's a grenade. Oh, it's stuck. And they didn't tell. There's no explicit tutorial. Will this thing last 30 seconds without any defenses? There's no explicit tutorial about the decree system. Okay, 20 seconds. So that really annoyed me, because I didn't. Maybe it's this episode I figure it out, or it might not even be. I don't think so. All I know is I was really annoyed by that. Yeah, minute 40. Okay, so I still have to do 3 of these. Jesus. So that's one thing they definitely need to fix. Whoa, that goes far. That was my first time using /dash. What mods are on this fucking thing? There's no way to check. No, there is no way to check, because there is no arsenal. Does this also mean I'm just like, no, I'm mastery 0. Yeah, everything's 0, but I've got it level 30. So is it gaining affinity? Is it gaining affinity? Is it doing anything? Or is it just sat there? Like, how do I see what's on it? Because clearly, yeah, I know that, homie. Clearly some stuff is on it. Because, yeah, like, /dash does not have that much range by default. That thing is flying. So I want to know how they've, like, set it up. What they decided would work. And, like, I wonder how new players are going to feel coming from this, where they're super powerful, right? Kitted weapons, kitted frame, lots of range, lots of power, most things dying in one shot. To then going to a level 1 mission for Vor's Prize, having a... If it gives you affinity, do we trust that it will live 30 seconds? If it gives you affinity, having like what? Like a level 3 or 4 Warframe that you can put maybe vitality onto or something. Because this doesn't give you any mods. I didn't get a single mod while playing this. Might as well hit this. Just so I want to know, yeah, how that translates and how a new person would feel after switching from this, which feels acceptably high power, to then going to being rather weak. And it's not the same as the Drifter. No, it's not the same as the Drifter gameplay, again, because level 1 Warframe to Drifter combat is completely different. It's still way more fast paced, the Warframe. And there's animation cancelling, there's the bullet jumping, there's the navigating on the mission tiles. Whereas in Drifterland, you just jump on your horse and fly to wherever you need to go next. And like I've attacked before, the whole open world thing, I don't think it was a good play. And I'm not sure I like it for this new tutorial, because it infers that the game is open world, which it isn't. The game is not open world at all. I know there are a good few open worlds in the game now, but it's not, that's not like the heart of the game. And it feels like they definitely force you to go that way, because there's a lot of content locked behind the open world stuff. So like, there's some frames that are locked behind it. There's a few missions that you have to do certain things to be able to get that. Like, so you have to do the railjack stuff to get into. Yeah, so you don't even get a choice of when to leave the undercroft. Does that mean I'm not gonna get this extra stuff? which was like, and that means I only get the 300 credit. You have to do the railjack missions in order to play the new war, right? I don't enjoy railjack. I don't find it interesting. How do I call you guys? Like, I'm happy for a game to introduce new mechanics like that, okay, and new parts, but what I'm not for, gently guide them. This is fucking boring. What I'm not for is, go that way, forcing me to play these new bits. Yep. Because it's unnecessary. You don't need me playing it. Certain parts of games, especially a game as big as Warframe, you shouldn't have to do everything. You should just be able to do the stuff that interests you. So I didn't like the open world. I didn't like. I definitely don't like this thing so far. But what I do like is the OG missions. I like Warframe collecting. I like Warframe building. I like weapon building. I like experimenting with all that different stuff. I like the simulacrum. I like the conclave. I don't do it that often, but I find it fun. And generally, I just like farming for as much stuff as humanly possible. And the problem is that once you want to farm for everything, if they put blockers in for new types of game modes and new, not just game modes, game mechanics and everything. Once they put that in, if you like to farm stuff, you have to then do this new, what's this gonna be? Content. Just a minute. And sometimes the new content isn't going to be fun. But if you like to farm, then you're going to have to do it. This thing has like a lot of range. So there was a lot of stuff that was locked behind Eidolons that I didn't do. And that meant I wasn't able to get the frames I wanted or the weapons I wanted. So I had to spend money in order to unlock those things. So like weapons, like because I wasn't bothered to farm. I do like how there's an enemy radar by default. Wasn't bothered to farm all the resources, you know, like fishing, getting all that. Where's the fun in fishing? Like, why did they add that as a mechanic? Again, it goes against the whole nature. That's so slow. Who's gonna have fun sat? You guys didn't die? What? Sat by a pool waiting for a fish to fucking grab onto their goddamn nothing. You don't even wait. You don't even fish. You actually just fucking spear them. I don't see where the fun in that was, so I didn't like that. And then they did the Fortuna. Again, the same thing. They just had a big boss. What was it? The spider crab. I don't even remember its name. They just had a big boss. And they're like, oh yeah, people will like it because it's got a big box. And they'll excuse all the really boring gameplay. But I just don't get how they bring that in. Like, I know that there comes a point where it's going to be tough to come up with more like fast-paced things. Okay. But I think it's always going to be better to keep doing what Warframe is about rather than change it. All this really does is replace the Orbiter and add an extra step of like not really that fun combat. I said this last episode. I explained what I meant there. Not very fucking hidden, is it? The fuck? Oh my Jesus! New cipher. This was pretty cool. I like this. Like small little stuff like that. I can't believe I messed it up. But small little stuff like this, that doesn't really make a difference. A new cipher, yeah, I'm down for a new cipher. But because that's just like that is a core part of Warframe. I'm back into the Undercroft then, probably. Eh? That is a core part of Warframe. The whole cipher system and locking and unlocking, staying stealthed, stuff like that. So I'm down with that because that only takes away from your fun, immediate gameplay for like what, 6-7 seconds, depending if you're stupid or not. It's underground. Whereas this, right, this whole unlock or energize the shrine, rather, this was... Warframe isn't a puzzle game. It doesn't have the cool parkour. or go the long way. Warframe is not a puzzle game. This game is about, this guy ever unlock cool parkour? Doing things quickly, doing them strong, and doing them flashy. Care about. And this, for example, and this guy not having bullet jump or any like advanced parkour other than a slide. Like, I can't use that for getting about, and I don't want to summon the horse in caves because it doesn't navigate properly. It gets caught on things. But this part, like, what is this? Again, Warframe isn't a puzzle game. Like, you're just asking me to go around and shoot. There's no enemies here. How is this considered fun? Is my question. Why is it running so badly as well? Can't just be because I'm recording. And yeah, it was running horrendously. It was actually it was really painful to play. But no, sorry. Yeah, the issue here is, okay, fine. So they add some enemies, but then these things, they just run away. They're like the Manics, which I'm pretty sure they must have just copy and pasted the fucking code. Again, lazy, I guess. Create a new enemy type, have it do something different other than run at you and then disappear and be invulnerable. Because again, there's no fun in this. I don't understand. I'm just walking around like an idiot. I don't get it. It doesn't really make sense. Out my way. And that's another reason I didn't like the whole open world thing, because there's resources everywhere, and if you know, if you've done like planes before and stuff like that, you know, like Grokdal and all the small resources that are available in the maps, they seem utterly useless, right? Until you need to build stuff in there, and then you need it, and then you have to go explicitly farm and find these things. So you can't just skip them. So whenever you see a Grokdal drum, you have to go get it because you know you're going to need the resources, and they come in such little amounts. So another thing with this open world, so the reason I had to, like, I looked at that resource, then carried on, and then was like, no, so I'm going to need that, and went and got back and got it. That just adds more time doing, ouchies, doing needless, no problem apparently, doing needless processes in the whole game. Like, I shouldn't have to consider, oh, I need to go back, summon it again straight away. I shouldn't have to consider I need to go back and get this one resource. It's just unnecessary. Okay, so I thought that was going to be two separate parts because it had a forearm as well, so no. Oh no, is the arm the thing that's currently on my... Am I rebuilding the Lotus right now? I was deluded. We are not rebuilding the Lotus. I had no idea what was happening. I was just confused because I don't really follow story very long because I'm a bit of a gameplay slut. I only really like gameplay, which I'm sure you have found out so far.